Uh-huh. Here, there we go. Thank you.
Good, all right. Hey, good evening. It's our monthly. Are you recording?
We are recording. I cannot see the participant screen. That's it, just
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so it's our April 21st, 2026 monthly city council meeting. With that, we'll do a roll call.
Mayor Rainforest,
Sorry,
She's running the roll call.
Mayor Ackworth,
here.
Counselor Phillips. Counselor Pendergrass,
Here.
Counselor Weisdorfer. Here. Counselor String.
Here.
Joe Palin. Payne is here, and I am here.
Okay, next item, first item is our motion to approve the agenda as proposed.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Daniel, is there a second?
One second.
I've got one item I'd like to add.
Okay. What is that?
Under parks, probably Parks and Trails, probably B, I believe. Where I'll go. I've got a handout about allowing the Pine Island Baseball Association to use Memorial Field. They're gonna offer to do some maintenance, help out with maintenance, and then provide some equipment for the year for the city to use. And then hopefully that'll kick off a relationship with them where they might try and utilize the field more in the future, but and providing more to the field.
Okay, so this is just a.
That's the best. Kind of what they.
Establish a relationship with them.
Yeah, it's gonna be allowing them to basically make reservations.
I would have one comment. It doesn't make, it's not a change of an agenda item, but we do have council that's going to join us at 7:30. And at that time, or approximately about 7:30, I'd like to stop where we're at and go through the motion or go to the closed session for recommendations regarding an employment related matter. And council join us for 7:30. We'll stop. We'll take a break where we're at on the agenda, take care of the closing session, and then come back to that point after that. So that way we can make those arrangements with the attorney to join us, the HR attorney. So. All right, any other comments? Seeing none, all in favor of that with those additional comments on the Parks and Trails and also the closing session, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? It's approved. First is our public forum. City
Just as
council
a-
welcomes.
Just as a reminder, we have to voice vote tonight on everything because Jim's online.
Is he on now?
He is. I did let him in. He just didn't answer before.
Oh, yeah.
He is on.
Who's that?
Jim.
Jim, we just have to remember to voice vote since Jim's online.
Sure. All right. City council welcomes and encourages participation from community members. Please keep in mind that your comments must be pertinent to city business and must adhere to data privacy rules. No employees' names may be used. Please do not expect action from the council this evening regarding your concerns. To address the city council during public forum, please step up to the podium, state your name, address, and fill out the white form that's provided. Speakers will be recognized once. You will be timed. Begin speaking with the green card is raised. The yellow card indicates you have 30 seconds left. And the red card indicates you have reached your 3-minute time limit. And we'll stop. So with that, we'll open the public hearing at 6:36. For those that would like to speak public forum, just please step up to the podium.
I have a handout for you, but if you don't have enough paper.
Oh, we like that. Thank you.
My name is Sharon Parker and I'm here on behalf of the VFW and the VFW Auxiliary. For 4 years now, Pine Island has had an Operation Green Light for veterans during the month of November. And of course, November is Veterans Day as well. And so we were wondering if you would be okay with having us talk to the Jolly Lighting people to see if they would change the colors of the bridge to just green for the month of November in honor of veterans. And there's a nationwide initiative that calls for communities across America to eliminate bridges, buildings, landmarks, and homes in the color green. It symbolizes support of thanks and gratitude for those who have served and are presently serving in the United Forces. So I was wondering if you'd give us approval to continue this quest that we're on.
We'll make sure we'll put that on future agendas or work with city staff. Thank you. Second call for public forum.
Good evening, Dan Tronson, 25 Minnesota Avenue, commercial property owner. I stand before the council again tonight to bring my issue up again about the road. The last snowstorm, the heavy snowstorm, I got a 7-foot wide path plowed down my road. I contacted the city about it. I contacted the mayor, I contacted one of the council members, and I spoke to one of the city employees. Your city manager called back and said it's a private road. Nothing I can do about it. I said, we're not gonna go down this dirt road again, are we? I brought this up in 2017, 2018. All the rest of the city was plowed. They left me. I watched them plow the north side of the VFW and clear out the whole lot on the north side of the VFW. My road wasn't plowed. I watched the VFW, whoever does the plowing for the VFW, he plowed all the snow up to my roadway where we go in. I asked him, don't do that. You're blocking my road. He said, I'm just a volunteer. My road stayed unplowed. As a property owner, he pushed me to the last end. It is a 20-foot wide. I see the dirt piled up in the easement right away from the VFW when they built the sandbox. I have a hole next to my property line. I see a tree out in the lot from last fall, since last August. Nothing's done about it. I'm the only manhole in the state of Minnesota that has a sewer manhole on a gravel road. I beg anyone else to show me in any other city that has that. When I contacted your city administrator, who's no longer here, he said he put his big boy pants on and he wasn't gonna have the road plowed because it was private. I had a meeting the next day. I brought my file of all the documents. The question at that thing was, why does he have them? We don't. You do have them. I stood here to do that. I have to be put on the agenda so I could talk about this. I don't get nowhere. Time to talk about it. The city street sign was removed in 2018. We all know it's a road, and now your city manager comes up and says, minimum maintenance road, we'll do the minimum amount, we have to do that. 5 commercial lots on that road. All I can say, if the city goes that way tonight and does that, I will be in court. I don't want to do it. I stand with you people. I serve on your committees. I do things for you people. And I've been treated since 2012. I was up till 2017. From 2017 to the day, I've been treated like despair. They don't care. And the message that a member said at the meeting, that road only serviced Mr. Tronson. I pay my taxes. I pay my taxes on time. It's been well documented that is a road. So why is it that I'm not getting the same service and maintenance on that road. First Avenue, First Street is a platted thing back in the 1800s. That street should be as wide as any other street. Again, I do not want to take the city to court, but I'm done. I am totally done with
Thank
not,
you, Jan.
if there was a
Appreciate your
fire
comments.
down that thing, or I was injured in my building, how is the ambulance, I couldn't even, I'll finish.
Thank you.
When I drove out of the thing, I couldn't even open my truck doors. Do the rest of you have that? Again, that's why, Mayor, I wanted to be put on the agenda, but you will never want to put me on the agenda, so I have time to speak and lay it out.
Anybody on the Zoom that would like to speak at public forum? Third and final call, public forum. Seeing none, we'll close public forum at 6:42. All right, first item on our agenda is a sheriff's report, just for your awareness. He wasn't able to be here tonight. Report, he did share a quick email with me regarding the 25-mile-an-hour speed limit, and he's offered, or he's requested people that are in the area that are know all the local contract, but for their area, if they have time to stop by on the streets that are 25 miles an hour. So we did receive a comment from a resident on Riverwood Hills Drive, and they say they've seen a noticeable change in the speed of people driving on Zembro Hills Lane and Riverwood Hills Drive. So that's good. It's a positive response.
I think with that, right, I mean, the speed signs are speed signs, but if we can make sure that we're continuing with enforcement and visibility there, that will help with that behavioral change too. So I think if he's willing to make sure that they're spending time in those residential areas and in enforcing speed, I think that would go a long way too.
Good to see. All right. Public Works, we have Kane has a memo about seasonal help. Kane, is there anything you'd like to speak to that request?
Received a lot of good applicants. We're gonna be moving forward with some recommendations here and hiring, so. I'll keep everyone up to date here with that, so.
Good.
Thanks.
Kane was requesting a approval to proceed with interviewing and going through the interview process, and he has a budget of $15,620 that he can use up to. So there's a chart that was in our packet for that. So I make a motion that we approve our Public Works Director to proceed to hire a seasonal worker.
Second.
Any other comments?
Is it one seasonal worker or two?
I believe it's one.
Just one, okay.
Voice votes. Councilmember, Rice-Dorfer,
Aye.
Councilmember Pendergrass, Mayor Ikorst,
Aye.
Councilmember Spring,
Aye.
and Councilmember Phillips, if you can hear me.
Jim, are you on the phone line?
He's sleeping.
Can you hear us, Jim?
Yeah, aye. It's
Thank
my
you.
iPad was weird. You hear me now? Yes, aye.
Carried.
All right, that's approved. Next item is our water and sewer. See a note in our agenda about a public information meeting at June 9th at 5:30. And that'll be an open house. Public can join us. There'll be some information coming out to the Facebook website. It's open to the public, come and ask questions. At the same time at 6:30, there will be a presentation to the public and a public hearing following that at a special city council meeting on June the 9th.
Do we know what time the public hearing is?
All right,
Don't we have to notify what time the public hearing is?
6:30.
It's a 6:30.
That's at 6:30 itself. and the-
6:30, yeah.
And the informational meeting is when?
5:30. So this, within our water and sewer committee, that we met last time, in the packet is a water comprehensive plan that we did discuss at the budget meeting, for 2026. So, this follows along with our phase 1B plan is to look at the water comprehensive because that's an important aspect that we need to start considering about just in general, as well as it falls in line with the 1B project. So it'd be funded by the water utility fund. So I make a motion. We approve Stantec to proceed with the water comprehensive plan to be paid by the water utility fund.
Second that.
Voice vote, Councilmember Rice-Worfer,
Aye.
Any other comments, I should say? Okay, go ahead and voice
Sorry.
vote.
Councilmember Pendergrass,
Aye.
Mayor Ikorst,
Aye.
Councilmember Spring,
Aye.
Councilmember Phillips,
Aye.
carried.
Okay, it's approved. So the next item is identified our agenda as a motion to approve, but it's not really a motion. It's just the presentation to the council at 5:30. And it'll be taken care of and approved when we do our public hearing on June the 9th, so. Next item is our planning and zoning. And this is regards to the Linda King property back in September 17th, 2025. We had a resolution, we had an ordinance 2025-5 that we as a, with our orderly annexation agreement with the property that boards the city limits, we can have the opportunity to change that zoning, and we did that for one half of Linda's property. Was property ID ending in 442. And so there was the ordinance asked for, or we approved a 6-month period that it would be rezoned to a B2. And at the end of 6 months, had we not received a letter of annexation from the property owner, we would pass an ordinance, and that's what we're doing tonight. That's a resolution that will take care of it. And we will change that back to ag and on the township zoning.
So did you make a motion then?
No, I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution,
I'll second it.
2026-10.
I'll second it.
Have we heard, anything?
I have not heard anything.
Okay.
I don't think city staff has heard anything.
And the expiration date was April 15th.
Been really quiet. Nothing.
That was a 6-month days, April 15th.
6 months, yeah. Right. So that's what our ordinance gave us direction to do, so we're doing that. So with that, take voice vote.
Voice vote, Councilmember Rice-Worfer,
Aye.
Councilmember Pendergrass,
Aye.
Mayor Ikorst,
Aye.
Councilmember Phillips,
Aye.
Councilmember Springs,
Aye.
vote is carried.
Okay. Next item is our proposed zoning ordinance, the 151 codes that WSB and Stantec have been working on. So we have an ordinance 2026-01 approving the new zoning ordinance. So I make a motion, we approve this zoning code. Second, Daniel.
We need to update the ordinance number in the packet though. just for clarification.
Sorry.
In the packet, there's
Oh, in the
no,
packet, okay.
there's no number on the ordinance, so we need to update that.
Yeah,
number.
there's,
That and looking in the packet. They, what's posted online shows 12,000 foot lots in the agreement and when you click the link here. You click the link, it shows 12,000 foot lots. And then what was sent to me an email on Friday said 14,000 foot lots, so I think we need to have it on paper to determine what we're actually gonna be.
that's a good point, Paul, and I noticed that as well. They just talked to Evan. And it was an error on his part. It should have been updated to the 12,000. That was in our last workshop.
Well, that wasn't voted on. We can't vote in the workshop, so
No, we had a consensus. This was
I'd never agreed to it, so. I think 14,000 is where it came to the city. Came to the city council at 14,000 feet. I think that's where it needs to stay.
well,
Yeah, I would agree. I've had lots of conversations with people, just over the last couple of, oh, God.
Mike and Evan are both having trouble on the Zoom link.
okay.
They're messaging. Do you want to hold and see if I can get them on if that's helpful for them to
Sure.
answer a question?
Sure.
Let me just see what I can do here real quick.
I go for the 14,000 square foot as well. There's Jim.
One of the earlier, I think after our last workshop, I don't remember the exact dates, but I think Evan did send it to us
Excuse me, I'll be right back.
with the 12,000. And then when he went through all the updates, he got switched back to the 14,000, but he said it was 12,000, so that's why he was making the change.
That was in the discussion again at the workshop. Again, I'm back to the 14,000, I think is the right number to have. As Jim.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I've had some conversations with residents since the last workshop, and I think there's a lot of concerns about going too small, for some of these lots. I understand that there's a need for smaller lots for, aging populations or new young families. I do think though that overall, I think people are concerned with going too small, especially when it butts up against even that buffer zone. So I'm kind of on the same kick with Jim and Paul about 14. I think that still gives a decent sized lot to be able to think about creative solutions there, but not too small in comparison to some of the lots that are an acre or acre and a half that could potentially have, a buffer zone next to them. So I do think that it's a compromise. In my opinion, and it would make some of those residents that live up against some of those areas probably feel a lot better. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Buffer zone was put in to accommodate a smaller lot size going below the 14,000 square foot. So I think that was what was done to accommodate that. We're talking about going from 14,000 square foot, which is about 0.33 acres, to 12,000 square foot, which is 0.27 acres. And just using the 42 acre lot that is basically the only lot that we have that's developable right now. We're talking, just to make it easy math, if 100 homes could go in there with 14,000 square foot, dropping it to 12,000 square foot puts 116 homes in there. And 116 homes can equate upwards of $50,000 a year in revenue to the city in just property taxes alone. Right now, that's a quarter of every road project that we have that's any future. So my concern with staying at 14,000 square feet is that we are going to continue to see tax hikes to pay for the projects that have been kicked down the road that we're now paying for. And to get the CIP funding that we need. So the buffer zones were put in to accommodate the larger lot sizes to have that step down. So we could actually compromise and get more houses. And then that's not even considering whack and sack fees that we would collect for hookups on those additional homes. So I think we could be doing a big disservice to ourselves and the taxpayers by keeping it at 14,000. My second concern is any developer is going to come in and say, there's a DF zone. I'm going to apply for a DF zone. And if I'm going to go through the process, why wouldn't I drop it down to 9,000 square foot lots and try and get that pushed through? So instead of now having 14,000 square foot lots, why wouldn't they go through the process and drop it down to 9,000 square foot lots or 10,000? By dropping it to 12, it's still, you can put a very good home on just over a quarter acre lot. And we might not be having the city piecemeal together with development flex zones in the future. So those are my two concerns.
Mike and Evan have now joined us.
What's that?
Mike and Evan are now on.
Okay. All right.
Just for visual purposes, take off everything south of my garage. My lot's is just shy of 15,000 feet. Give you a visual.
Yeah. Yeah, I have.
Everything south of my garage is right away. Rest of it to the north of what's fenced is less than 15,000, just shy of 15,000 feet. Just a visual.
There. Can I make a comment, this Jim? On that, if you look at it, the DF zone with the development that's in there, that can be adjusted to whatever it is, if it's going to be 10,000 or whatever when you go to the DF zone. What we're also looking at is all the other vacant lots that there are around the city. And you don't have a chance to have a step up or step down in those lots because they're next to other housing that's already there existing. So that's why I think it's good to put that in as a 14,000 and in a development still be able to do the adjustment on the DF on what there is on the size of those lots next to where the step down is.
So what's being proposed that came from our last workshop was that, and Evan has put that into the guide, that those step down or the transition next to the big developments is 20,000 square feet, so I think that was a good discussion that we had. I think we did have a good solution by incorporating the 20,000 foot for every street across from any of our subdivisions today, whether it's Riverwood Hills, Cedar Woodlands, River Park's not there, but there is a portion of River Park off of Timberline Drive that would include too. So, I think that was a good accommodation. At our last workshop, again, I remember the conversation that we had, and it was my understanding that everybody said I could live with 12,000 square feet. And
I'm sorry, if I remember right, that was the end of our workshop. The 2 hours were already up, and all of a sudden we were in again to an extended part of that when we had agreed to the 14 prior. And then all of a sudden, I believe that you brought that up again, trying to fight for it to turn around to bring it down to the 10,000 square foot, Ryland, if I'm not mistaken.
I brought it up at the end of the meeting because when we initially talked about R1, we had said we were going to circle back around to the minimum lot size once we figured out what DF and what Evan came to us with the buffer zone, that we needed to circle back around to it. So it was an oversight that we circled back around to it at the very end of the last workshop.
I guess the one
Well,
thing.
I'm still, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, even with the buffer zone, I'm trying to visualize it. It almost seems like, right, you would have acre lots, almost half acre lots, and then 0.3. Like, I don't even know how they're gonna align. Like, is it gonna look strange, right, from a house perspective when you start to think of those transition zones? And that's where I think people are worried that it's gonna start to feel not like Orinoco where you have the space and it's gonna start feeling like Rochester. Many people moved out of Rochester or looked in Rochester and didn't like being right on top of their neighbor. And that's why they live here. And so I think there is concern about replicating that too close to some of those bigger houses as well. I mean, I think, right, none of us live in Rochester because we didn't want that. So I think we should be mindful of what that will also look like within our city limits too.
Well, along with what you're saying, Marie, but also there's an issue of you're not gonna have actual lots and blocks. Cause everybody's putting in cul-de-sacs and turning, and curved streets and stuff, just keeps the traffic slower. But the only way you're gonna get away with the smaller lots is lots and blocks like what's downtown. And if that's what you want next to the bigger developments, that's what you're gonna end up with. If you're gonna go the smaller lots, because you try to take a 12,000 foot lot that's pie shaped, you might not be able to might be kind of challenging to place a home on it.
Well, just to go back and, because we did with our steering committee, as it played out in our steering committee when they met last in July and coming into the first hearing, it was being proposed for 10,000 was the first, the public hearing that P and Z had. It came into the first public hearing or the first session as 10,000 square feet. And they listened to the people that were speaking. And the takeaway from that August meeting was, okay, let's consider 12,000, but let's continue with our public hearing in September. And the public hearing continued in September. And there's very few people that did speak to that at that public hearing. Majority were at the July or the August one initially. It was made by at least one of the person, like 12,000 was a nice number. It's a good size, and so, but it came to the council from planning zoning at 14,000. So in one way, the steering committee never had the opportunity to hear what planning and zoning took away from their participation in the meetings that they met with them for 6-7 months. So I think that was somewhat of a disservice to the standing or the steering committee. We talk about and you look at River Bend, and there's 17 lots. We did have that public hearing for River Bend Estates. We did get a lot of feedback from other neighbors in Riverwood Hills saying it was going to degrade the property value. They're so close together and everything, but he sold 17 lots in a relatively short time. And they were all very nice homes. They're all $600,000 to $800,000 homes. They're all on a 100-foot front, I think, maybe 120, some are only 85. But there are some really, really nice homes up there. And if you look at a half a dozen of them on the north side where the land drops off very quickly, you can look at the map and they only go back about 120 feet deep on their property, and they still have a nice home on this. So that's like a 12,000 square foot. In fact, 3 or 4 of them are in that 12 to 13,000 square foot, 11 so. So there is a way to put a very nice home that people buy, and they buy the lot. I'm not saying they won't buy a 14,000 square foot, but at the same time, it does, at Daniel's point, you look at a 1 mile of streets with a 120 foot lot, but you have 12 or 14,000, there's 25% more cost or more homes a developer can be putting in. That helps the city. Our comprehensive plan from 2006 talks about density numerous times throughout that comprehensive plan. And I think sometime the council would approve a new comprehensive plan. But even 20 years ago, they were talking about how a sewer system would improve our growth, but at the same time help pay for that sewer treatment plant because of the density. Rochester has, I think, in some of the information that Stantec put together for us, has 11,000 square foot in some of the Rochester lots too. The majority of them are 9,000, 8,000. And that's their density. That's what they like too. But they have allowed 11,000 square foot lots. And so I just feel like it's the 14 is not really complementing our comprehensive plan the city has spent money putting together. 12,000 is a nice compromise between 10 and 14. And I think 12 can still give us a nice home for those people who want to do an R1. But talking about the development flex, they have the opportunity to go to smaller lots too. And that's what developers are looking for, because lots cost a lot of money to put infrastructure, utilities, and it's getting more and more expensive every day as we go on and on. And so
I hear what you're saying, Ryland, and it's the same thing that you said all along. You know, the DF is going to take care of the other density that there is for developers that are coming in. And so, you know, that's not the point we're looking at that you're looking at. And again, it's like, I understand what we have, but, you know, Orinoco was a beautiful community. Then we put in a sewer system that might be slightly oversized. And then all of a sudden now we're trying to bring in the houses to make up for the difference of what that might have been. And so looking again, and I'll go back to it, when we had the public hearings, it came out at 14,000. That's why we brought it back to the council. When we brought it was at 14,000. And it's for the other lots on the other parts of town that have the ability to break that up, where you can't turn around and have a step down lot next to it. So whatever they do in development, that's fine, Ryland. That's why we've got the DF that's there to be able to do that. And the developers can do what they want. The other people are going to be independent people that are just going to be buying one lot and have their own architect that develops a house to put it in there. And that's the way we want to have the rest of the community looking, is that way around it.
I mean, would there be appetite to meet in the middle? I know 1,000 square feet sounds weird, but again, if you think about some of those larger lot sizes, right? If I'm thinking about, you know, an acre to an acre and a half, right? That buffer zone would be a half acre, almost a half acre. I mean, 1,300 square feet is a 0.3, right? And so you're still getting that density. You know, you're making it, you know, an acre to 0.5 to 0.3. I mean, maybe that seems silly, but I don't know if there's appetite to be in the 0.3 of an acre.
Which is 13,000. Is that what you're saying?
I think so.
Yeah, 43,540 or it's an acre.
Okay, yeah.
So 20,000 is just shy of a half acre.
Yeah, just Google says 13,000 square feet is roughly about 0.3 of an acre.
It is 0.3,
Yeah.
299.
And you know, I mean, you know, if that's where we're heading off of whatever else, I mean, I can go for that extra 1,000 feet. I think that'll make a difference. I really do. I think, you know, but I wouldn't go any lower than that.
I mean, 14 is 0.32, right? So you're talking, you know, 0.02 of an acre added on for that additional 1,000 square feet.
I'd like to have Evan make some comments, just from your perspective. You were the kind of the moderator, or taking the notes from our last workshop. And the one copy that you sent us was at 12,000 square foot. And I've shared my comments from what I remember. What was your takeaway from that and from that workshop regarding the square footage?
Yeah, I think you and Councilmember Sprague summarized it well. we guys circled back to it at the end once we gone through the rest of the code and my understanding was that everyone was okay and had a consensus of 12,000, so. That's what's in the draft, and obviously if you guys want to change it, you certainly have that ability to, but. We had discussed 14 a couple workshops ago, we discussed dropping it down and. Sounds like we might be raising it up again here, so.
In the one I saw, Evan, in the packet, it has 14 listed in there.
In the email we got on Friday was 14,
Yep.
but if you go to the diligent and roll it up, it says 12,000.
Yeah, if you go to the D, the link to the document, it's 14 in there again.
And that was updated today.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay. When I was looking at it this morning, it still had 14 in that table.
Yeah, the one I had 14 in it as well. But again, that's what when we had the public hearing, that's where it came back. And with the workshop, we didn't make any decisions because nothing could be voted on in a workshop. And again, looking at that and what I've been hearing and people talking as well, and that's why I'm back to that other level that there is. And again, it's the DF is going to be a separate deal for developers, Ryland, completely different.
He's just said the DF is a separate deal for the developers, and I can respect that, Jem. I just think that with keeping it as a higher square footage minimum, it's going to push developers into that DF more often than not. I mean,
I
developers,
think it does. I'm sorry, I apologize.
house they can sell on the smallest lot they can sell.
But all of those have to come through council anyway. I mean, so,
Yeah, but I mean, what's the council in 5 years?
well, yeah. Yeah.
Small lot, so
But next year they could change zoning.
it
Lots
very
of
well,
them do, so.
I mean, we can change it in a month if we
Yeah.
want to. But, yeah, so that's my concern is that it's gonna push developers. I think with a quarter acre lot, that 0.27, you can still put a very large house and still maintain a very nice yard with green space on that. I'm not gonna argue for 30 minutes about 1,000 square feet. So if everybody's at 13, I'm fine to move forward with this at 13. But I'd rather take the 8 additional houses than none, no additional.
Yeah, doing council.
I saw your light.
Where I'm at. 8 will be better than nothing. 8 might get your park paved.
I would support 13. We spent a lot of time in workshops and I thought there was a consensus coming out of the workshop, and it's unfortunate we're still having a workshop, but I just feel 14 is too big. I think it'd be a deterrent from developers. At least the developers I've shared 14, they just kind of cringe because it's cost a lot of money to build home infrastructure for 14,000. If 13's a compromise, I would go along with that, but
Let's put it up for a vote.
is there any other comments?
Do we wanna
So we should probably,
go through the rest? If there are any more comments on the rest of this?
Anybody else online?
The only other comment is the actual zoning map will come back later for approval, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Will be to match whatever's decided tonight along with some other information.
I think we have some work to do outside of what Evan's done already on that too, so.
We're voting in the zoning map tonight too?
No.
Just the codes.
Well, I don't agree with it because of the whole concept of rewriting the code was to get rid of redundancies and any contradictions of one another and to reduce the lot sizes. I think we just added, there's been too many things added into it, so take your vote. I'm not gonna go along with it anyway, so.
Well, we can, if we're gonna change the square footage, we should consider I guess amendment to the motion to, and I can do that. I make a motion, amend the square footage to 13,000 square feet.
I'll accept that.
Second,
Yeah, I'll accept it. I'll accept the amendment.
Voice vote?
are any other comments about that amendment?
Comments on the rest of the,
See,
should we do comments on the rest of it, or is that the only issue we have right now? Cause we're
that's
gonna,
only one more.
yeah, we're gonna approve the thing as a block.
We'll vote on the square footage and then we'll vote on the whole ordinance itself.
Well, just put it up as one vote, because you're.
Yeah, we amended
Yeah,
it with the
amended
square
the
footage,
original
so just one
motion.
vote.
You make it one
Okay.
motion.
So I'll accept the friendly amendment with my motion to approve the zoning ordinance with 13,000 square foot for R1. You'll accept the
Yeah,
second?
yep.
Okay,
I think we were out of order there, but we're out of it. I think I made the motion, you made the friendly, I accept the friendly motion.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just so your paperwork's right.
I'm gonna watch it all tomorrow.
You got it, you got it.
Voice vote,
Okay.
Councilmember Weisberger,
Aye.
Councilmember Pendergrass,
Nay.
Mayor Ikorst,
I,
Councilmember Spring,
Aye.
Councilmember Phillips,
Aye.
friendly amendment passed.
approved, yes. All right. I think that was it for
That was a
Planning
four-year
and zoning,
process.
next item's fire department. And in the packet is the 421 report. Very busy, a lot going on, so it's good. So I make a motion to approve the Minnesota Gear Washer grant application and a quote. I think it was a 10% match for $1,800.
I'll second that.
I have one question. What funds are those coming out of?
Johan, you want to speak to that?
Yep, sure.
That's podium, please, thanks.
You know, I
Your steps out.
get my steps in today. So it, on my second to last paragraph, it says, it's coming out of the buildings and facilities. It's part of the building. So 42901. There it is. A bill that I haven't submitted yet is the $4,300 that, Ken and I talked about last council meeting for the generator, monitor.
So this is to match the purchase, so have you estimated how much it costs to install it? And where you'd put it?
Yep, install is, that's just on us. So it's just, it'll show up and we'll move it around. Mhm.
Any other comments? Seeing none, we'll vote.
Councilmember Weisberger,
Aye.
Councilmember Pendergrass,
Aye.
Mayor Ikorst,
Aye.
Councilmember Spring,
Aye.
Councilmember Phillips,
Aye.
All right. Next item is emergency operations center. Station or a name change. From the Emergency Operations Center to Emergency Management Department.
I make a motion that we change that to Emergency Management Department.
Second.
Any other comments?
What's the reason?
What's that?
Reason for the change.
In the memo, he mentioned about being more in line with the Olmsted Emergency Department and just, it's more of a better identification with other agencies too, so. Okay, any other comments? Vote please.
Councilmember Rice-Dorfer,
Aye.
Councilmember Pendergrass,
Aye.
Mayor Ikorst,
Aye.
Councilmember Spring,
Aye.
Councilmember Phillips,
Aye.
Fire relief is our monthly 10% gambling contribution for March.
Make a motion that we accept that gambling under resolution 2026-09.
All. Okay. Any other comments?
We have, anything in place to work with? We work with them where that money is gonna go? And we have to distribute it quarterly?
we do have to distribute it quarterly.
That will be in the May agenda.
Yeah. Or we work, or do we have something? to
We
work
will
with
be
them?
working
Okay,
together. Yep.
thank you.
So in the packet was the distribution of the March proceeds and the 10% where that came from, so. There's no other comments. All those in favor signify by saying aye. No, voice vote.
Councilmember Rice-Dorfer,
Aye.
Councilmember Pendergrass,
Aye.
Mayor Ikorst,
Aye.
Councilmember Spring,
Aye.
Councilmember Phillips.
Aye.
Passed.
Next item is our,
We have 7
Interim.
minutes before your break. Do you want to
uh,
hold this item? Or-
yeah, we probably should. Otherwise, we got several in streets and roads, so.
Can we do the parks and trails in 7 minutes?
Let's go on to parks and trails. We have a relationship that we're parks and trails is, you want to speak to that, Maria?
Yeah, we have been working with the Lions Club of Orinoco. They approached Parks and Trails to formally adopt the Orinoco Park. And so we've been working with them over the last 3 to 4 months to understand what that relationship would look like. And so in the packet is a naming right agreement that we would formally work to endorse here tonight to change that to Orinoco Lions Park. And so what that relationship would look like is the Lions Club would have to every year either contribute $2,000 in park enhancements and or community hours to support that park. And so working with them and trying to understand what that park should look like over the next 1, 3, 5, 10 years. And then allowing them to continue to use that parks for their monthly meetings with no charge. And so the Parks and Trails, like I said, have been talking with them. Orinoco would still retain that park and ownership of it. We would change the name, but there would also be some financial incentive for the Lions Club to help support that park. They are really looking to use that park as being a destination for people to come and visit and to try to get more people out there, which really aligns to what the goals are for Parks and Trails Committee overall. So with that, I would make a motion to formally adopt that naming right agreement for Orinoco Park and change it to Orinoco Lions Park with some of those other caveats within that agreement.
Second.
Daniel seconds, good.
Yeah, I have an issue with that. I don't mind turning around and if they want to have a sign that says Lions, that's okay. But I think we're giving up a lot. And if you look at what we do for the city, $2,000 a year is nothing that there is compared to what we do for the maintenance, keeping everything up, especially what we're going to be doing with the paths and everything else that there is behind it. If you wanted to make an amendment to say that they could use that without paying for it for a meeting place, I'm okay with that. But to change the rest of it, no, I think that needs to still remain Orinoco Park.
Yeah, we originally had 5,000 in there every year and they felt that that would be a stretch for the small club that they have. We also talked to Pine Island. They also have adopted one of their parks. And if you notice, they have a Lions pavilion right in Pine Island. And they had $2,000 a year and or hours of service within that park. And so the Parks Committee really felt like we should be aligned to what's happening in Pine Island in that community. As you know, Lions Club does a lot of things for Orinoco, and so I think this would be a really great opportunity to think about how do we pay that respect for them. I mean, they're doing fireworks again, they're doing the fly the flag. I think that small name change would be a opportunity to show that we appreciate them. And again, I don't think they're asking for a lot. That would be my opinion, but we did start at 5,000 a year. But with some of the smaller numbers in that club, they didn't know if they could actually do that and be able to function. So again, I think there's always opportunity to continue to think about that agreement as it gets more embedded and mature. I don't think they're gonna hit the 2,000 and stop, depending on what kind of funds they have too. So I think there's an investment that they're willing to make, both financial and time commitment, which is something that we've been talking about. If they can do some of the work, right, that frees up Keen and the public works staff, that they don't have to do it. So I think there's opportunities to think outside of just financial contributions too.
I'm not just looking at the financial part of it, which is Lander. And the Lions Club that there is in Pine Island is much larger than the Lions that we have right here. And again, like I said, you can put the name on it. And if you wanted to turn around and bring a motion to put the pavilion that's over there as a Lions Pavilion, I think that could be discussed. But I just don't think giving that park that's Orinoco Park, that's always been Orinoco Park, to have it be Lions Park, I don't think that that's the right thing to do.
It would be Orinoco Lions Park, so we're not taking the Orinoco off. Just for clarification.
Well, reading some of that stuff, and especially with the address that's in there, you're going to be registering that as being a property of Lions, the way I thought I understood the paperwork.
No, it's still, the park itself is still owned by the city. They don't have any rights to go in there and pull out trees or tear out the pavilion or the bathroom or any of that. That is still owned through the city, and any improvements would have to come through Parks and Trails and then City Council.
Because you also, if somebody gets injured out there, who's the first person they're going to go to? Is it the Lions group, or is it going to be City of Orinoco?
It would still be city property.
Yeah, I mean, I can speak on that a little bit. This is Mike, sorry. So I think that's true. Liability is certainly an issue in the parks. But I think that's an issue right now in the parks. I don't think the naming changes the liability issues. I think sometimes when cities rent, for example, when they rent park pavilions, they'll sometimes require a permit to rent them. And in the permit language, they'll have some disclaimer language about liability. But most cities, I think, just open the public parks up to public use and just understand that we're always going to have some liability. Anytime anybody goes to any park or walks in any sidewalk, we've got liability. So I don't really see the liability as the issue, because it's named Lions Park. But maybe there is, and I'm not seeing that. But the other thing I'd point out is I'm not for or against this. It's not my place to be for or against it. But I did, when Marie brought this idea, $2,000 is not a lot. And so my issue with it is the term. And so I think originally we were talking about a longer term.
Yeah.
And so what I have in there is a 3-year term. And that would be what I wouldn't be comfortable any longer than 3 years. Typically when you get these naming rights agreements, we've done these for other communities, that, whatever you give them as a naming right should be paid back in the city depending on the size and the nature of it. So if it's like a gigantic public facility, like amphitheater facility, that costs the city millions of dollars to build, and they want the naming rights, you should be getting a lot more than 2,000. Like Marie said, we originally had 5,000, but you'd want to make the payment commensurate with what you're giving them. And this is just a small park in Orinoco. It's not a gigantic facility. So yeah, you certainly don't have to do this, obviously. But I don't think the liability is necessarily, yeah, I don't believe the Lions group would present more or less liability either way. I just think anytime anybody uses your park, to host an event or play in the park or whatever, the city's going to have liability. Um, yeah, so I can answer any other questions. It's a pretty straightforward agreement. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. Does that answer your question, Jim? Are you still worried about liability? Um,
Well, the liability was one thing, I mean, when you look at the Orinoco Park, you say it's not a big park. It's a huge park because it goes into the lake bed. I mean, that's huge. That's one of the biggest parks that there are in the city. It's not just a small park. Okay. I mean, if it was just a smaller park that there was where over in River Bend or something else that way, then that's a different story. That's why I'm saying, because that's kind of the main part of, there's so many things that are due, and we rent that out, I mean, that's part of what the city does. So that's why I'm saying, if they want to put a sign there, or if you wanted to put their pavilion and put, look at the 2,000 gives them the pavilion that's there as a Lions pavilion. Yeah. But I just, the rest of it, no, I'm not in agreement with it. It's too big, much too big to just, do that as a whim for $2,000. No.
Okay, I think we'll take a break right now.
You do have a motion?
What?
You do have a motion on this?
I made a motion.
Had to talk about it.
Did anybody call it? You called the question?
She called them.
Motion to approve it.
Okay,
Daniel
right,
seconded.
Daniel. I called the question.
And I'm fine with it being that they provide more than just the $2,000. They provide the fireworks, they provide the ice rink. They're very visible and very active in the community. So like just pinpointing that $2,000 for the reasoning why, it might not seem like enough, but when you put the sum of everything else that they do, I'm absolutely okay with that.
Or they could put the ice rink down there in the winter.
No. So.
All right, so I called the question for the vote. Take the vote.
Councilmember Rice-Torfer,
Aye.
Councilmember Pendergrass,
Nay.
Mayor Ikorst,
Aye.
Councilmember Spring,
Aye.
Councilmember Phillips.
Nay.
Passed.
All right, that's approved. Okay, at this time, we'll take a break. And
Can I ask how we're going to do this one? Anybody come up with ideas for me?
what?
I'm not sure.
He wanted to know how he's gonna do closed session.
I think we just need to announce that we're doing closed session, and then
That's a call.
I have a script to go through first and we'll get into it. Okay.
Oh, we
We
have
have a
it.
Yeah, but
process.
I don't know who else is on Zoom. That's why I'm saying that.
Off here when you close it.
Ryland's still gotta go through the process, Jim. So
No, I know that. I just wanted to make sure that I was a part of that when it gets closed.
So we're gonna we'll start this process. So I have an opening statement. The agenda item is a preliminary consideration. Just a second, I gotta record this.
We have to close it.
we have to move to close.
The agenda item is a preliminary consideration of charges against a city of Orinoco employee under Minnesota statutes, section 13D.05, subdivision 2B. The employee is Gwen Bergone. And at this time, is this a request for open meeting? Or closed meeting, okay. I will now entertain a motion to close the portion of the meeting. So move.
Second.
Daniel.
Councilmember Rice-Torfer.
So we'll call for the vote, please.
Councilmember Rice-Torfer,
Aye.
Councilmember Pendergrass,
Aye.
Mayor Ikorst,
Aye.
Councilmember Spring,
Aye.
Councilmember Phillips.
Aye.
Session is
Time is
everybody
up,
else off of there?
so
I think you gotta kick everybody else off there, don't you?
we haven't closed it yet, so, but you can work on it. It's closed, it's closed at 6 or 7:36.
Who's Tom? He's.
The city, Orinoco City Council will now go into closed session. Only authorized city of Orinoco representatives may be present during the closed session, except otherwise authorized by the city council. So with that, Gwen,
You need-
Rachel.
second. If you,
Yeah.
if you hover, so those three eclipses, I think you can kick, remove
Joe and Mike.
or put in waiting room.
And you can put me in the waiting room. I don't need to be in the meeting.
I don't think you can, if it's closed, you can't be in here. So,
She can be in
she
here.
can?
Yeah,
I just can't see her here.
Gwen can't be in here.
You can ask Mike and Angel, they're online. We'll excuse ourselves.
Angel, can Gwen stay in here?
For this portion, have Gwen leave, and then if the city council wishes, they can bring her back in during a later determined time.
Okay.
We want to stop this recording.
Hmm?
We need to pause this recording.
Yes, there should be no, that we want.
Back on there.
Recording's back on. Do I let everybody back in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, also, yeah, and they, person can speak English. Well, no, we heard them.
Thank you, Dean.
Yeah, we are recording. Mid.
Thank you.
So we're back in open session. Members? Motion.
Wait for her to come back if she comes back.
Was that?
She's outside.
Read it here real quickly. Entertain a motion, the following. That Gwen Burgoyne be terminated from employment with the city of Orinoco effective April 21st, 2026. For, but not limited to, the reasons stated in City Administrator Jason Baker's letter to Gwen Burgoyne on April 16th, 2026. The city administration provide Gwen with any appropriate notices related to this decision. So with that, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Brief, seconded. Any other comments?
Voice vote,
A voice vote, yes, please.
Councilmember Rice-Dorfer,
Aye.
Councilmember Pendergrass,
Hi.
Mayor Ikorst,
Aye.
Councilmember Tip Spring,
Aye.
Councilmember Phillips,
Aye.
With that, the motion is approved that Gwen is terminated from employment with the city of Orinoco effective April 21st, 2026. And we'll go back to our agenda now.
Finish Parks and Trails,
Okay.
finish Parks and Trails and then go to,
Yeah, we're going back to our discussion about the naming.
do we need to vote?
We'll,
That
Yep,
passed.
that was, yep.
we're past that,
3-2.
okay. So the baseball.
You want me to talk about it or do you, it feels weird?
I can talk about it. So Daniel approached Parks and Trails about using Memorial Field for the Pine Island Baseball Association. And it sounds like it's more as a backup option and some training opportunity. As you guys know, that park and that baseball field doesn't get used very much besides T-ball. I think what we shared with him is Tuesdays during the summer is off limits because we want to reserve that right for the Orinoco T-ball. But what Pine Island Baseball will do is help Keene work on the field maintenance, and then they'll also provide a equipment shed that will be locked, that will have some baseball equipment in there to be used to help with just the maintenance of that field. And so it was approved by Parks and Trails to continue this relationship. And like Daniel said, when he brought this forward, it'd be something that could be completed many years, especially with a lot of the Orinoco residents doing some of the Pine Island. So it could be a really great opportunity for usage of that field as well. I think the one thing to note is Pine Island Baseball would have all of the insurance on them as long as they have a reservation. So like the insurance with that really falls on Pine Island. It wouldn't be our insurance when they're practicing there. Is there anything else?
No, that's the one thing I wrote down that I forgot to add on here is that with the insurance policy will be carried by Pine Island Baseball Association for those practices. Racks, it's rakes, they're gonna do rakes, some walk behind drag. And they will secure the shed. That equipment will be retained as their property, but they were definitely open to seeing how this year went and either contributing more equipment next year or making an officially donation as we go along and move forward. So, but yeah, as I've noted here, officially, roughly 25 athletes are Orinoco residents between the 9 and 10U programs. The field would be set up at the appropriate distances for 9, 10, and 11U. 11U won't probably ever use that field because the pitching mound won't. The two youngers don't pitch off a mound, the olders need a mound. So that's not necessarily an appropriate field for them to be using. So it'll be just the two, and I did find out that it would probably be only one of the 3 10U program teams that would be using it. So I have penciled in 6 uses for the 9U team. If we vote through tonight, there'll be six uses that I've got conflicts with.
Time period.
So my time period is gonna be like 6 to 7:30, but the boys are in
The dates.
the
date.
From now until June is when the games start, and then I don't know what we'll only be doing 1 practice a week from June till the end of July.
Okay,
So
so it's a 2-month period.
it's a 2-month period, yeah, with practices. And again, about 6 out of 14, I have kind of penciled in for Orinoco at this point.
What do you envision for the shed?
What I'm
This isn't Public Works 2, is it? You're not building your Public Works annex, are you?
It's a
I have mentioned it to Daniel.
it's a 50-foot shipping container.
Yeah.
It's a two of them.
Speedy all over them.
Double decker.
I did offer the warming shed that we used for the ice rink. I did offer that. We could get some year-round use out of it.
Yeah.
Put a padlock on the door. There's, it's 8 by 10 or so. If that's something,
Yeah, and they'd be open to that. Again, we'd have to probably clear the equipment from the shed before it comes over here, but at the first year or two, it's not gonna be a crazy substantial amount of
yeah.
stuff to find a new home for. So I'd be open for that, and I know they would be totally on board with that as well. So, they would like in the years coming to potentially be able to schedule games and, for those two lower teams there, but there's a lot that has to play
In the
out.
first year,
Not the first year. There will be no games.
subsequent.
Yeah, no games the first year. If there happens to be the need for something like that, I would bring that back to Parks and Trails. And there, I would imagine that's gonna probably fall into a standard gathering fee for that. But it would be a rain out situation.
So the warming shed, would you put something over the plastic window so it doesn't get broken, stolen? Isn't there a window in it too?
There's a window, yeah.
I don't know, just a thought.
I guess we could,
It's pretty visible what's in it.
yeah, we could play it by ear. We could put a piece of plywood over it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna be incredibly expensive equipment, like a few rakes and
Okay.
easily to be walked off, but not worth the effort to get after probably. Yeah, baseball drags, they're neat, but they don't have a whole lot of use outside of that immediate area.
And you could probably tell where they're dragging it too.
Yeah, and you can probably track them down pretty easily. So,
It's like stealing Christmas trees.
Did you want to make a motion to?
do you want me to not vote on this?
We didn't make a motion already?
I'll make a motion to approve Pine Island Baseball to use Memorial Field.
I'll second that.
All got it.
Okay, great. I appreciate your time doing this and I'm sure the kids will enjoy it too.
They're gonna love it. Yeah, they're gonna love being closer to home. That means they get to play later and longer.
There's some
Oh, yeah.
dancing falling down there.
Mhm.
All right. Take the vote.
Please vote. Councilmember Rice-Werber.
Aye.
Councilmember Pendergrass.
Aye.
Mayor Ikorst.
Aye.
Councilmember Spring. Councilmember Phillips.
Aye.
Thank you. They're gonna be very nice. That program is growing and we need more and more space, so.
Can I ask that as you practice, take pictures so we can, because we're trying to do
Sure.
just use of park and get people excited about it. And I know it's Pine Island Baseball, but just people using it.
Yeah.
And we can try to
Might do it.
publicize it.
After we get our jerseys, I know we wanna do a 10U
There's
scrimmage
the structure
practice.
voter right over there.
Yeah.
I'm all over it.
Do a 10-year 9 versus 9U scrimmage. and-
Okay. Yeah, just pictures would be, I mean,
Yeah.
it helps get kind of the excitement about parks back.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's go back up to our streets and roads. This is where we were at. Page 30. So, Joe and Jason, I believe, put together some information in the packet.
Is this all?
Some of the background with that easement, the 20-foot. No, I take it back. We're talking about the, yeah, we are, okay. There's a memo on it about the maintenance and what the history of it and everything. So right now, I believe my computer's not working. Oh, there it is. I think the memo is indicating just a continuance of the preventive maintenance approach
I did not put the memo.
to I was Jason's memo then. Yeah.
Is this the same
You provided
location
information about the easement back.
that he was talking about? Okay.
So are you looking at the option 2 then for the short-term repair? Is that what you're looking at that, Joe?
Oh, I think we're talking about First Avenue and First Street.
Yeah, we're talking about that easement and the minimal maintenance.
Oh, okay. I was going on the other one. Okay. I got you. Sorry.
Yeah, it was Jason's that was. The current use is a minimum maintenance and. You know, to his comment about the plowing of the streets. And Jane, correct me if. Did you guys do that or does Jason do that? Snow plowing?
Yeah, we do Public Works. We take our pickups and skid loader down that path. It's a narrow path.
So is your equipment good enough to make it wider? I'm not saying 30 feet, but make it 1.5 lanes?
Yeah, we sure can. You know, that last snowstorm, there was 20 inches. It was a blizzard. I don't know if we're talking same thing, but yeah, we sure can. It's just, yes, we can.
So Joe, when you stake that area back in 2019, I think it was,
Maybe, yeah, it's a while ago.
are those stakes still there? Been pulled or,
I doubt it. I don't know.
That's been quite a while ago.
yeah, I know that I know Jan cut some trees down in that easement. Is it correct? That's what I thought, he cut some of the trees down.
Yeah, I think there's been some trees removed out of the west right of way.
Two of the stakes, but
Yeah. There's definitely room for improvement.
so from your perspective of Public Works, and this is a minimum, right? There's a 20-foot easement there that's private, but it's public accessible. Not to appease Jen, but the point is that what would happen if you went in there and we restaked it and just took the trees out of that easement?
Yeah, that's,
If we could do, we have a chipper now
yep, that's a possibility.
and just show some support for the 20-foot. We're not gonna make a street out of it,
Right.
but we'll provide maintenance for a 20-foot path.
Yeah, I think that's doable.
Now, I'm not saying we should add more gravel. I think there's maybe 10, 12 feet of gravel across there.
I think it's, yeah, probably.
How did it become a gravel easement? Like, why? What's the history with it?
Well,
What's the history?
where Jan's building is,
Yeah,
there used to be a house.
okay.
Jan bought the house, tore it down, put the building up. He says it's commercial, but I think if I recall somebody saying it's considered residential storage.
Like, he's
Something-
currently classified with the county as non-residential storage.
But looking at this certificate of survey that Joe sent out.
Well, that was in 2001, I think.
Yeah, I believe it's from 2001. But this property line goes right up to the back of these blocks. And it does the same thing on the other side, goes right up to the lots on that side. So there's actually this isn't a road going back here either. It's just all a trail. It's all just gravel.
Basically an
drive.
alley.
Private drive, they say.
It's basically an alley or a private drive.
Well, before, you used to have a sign at the end, when you get up there to the top, and it goes to V, it used to say private drive up there.
I thought it does, still does.
Does it still?
Yeah.
I haven't been up there for a while.
Back to Rogers.
Yeah.
So I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see there's any council action on this. We just need to continue on what we're doing as a minimum road and maybe help with outside of restaking the easement, I guess. If you look at the property line on the GIS website, Jan's driveway is about 5-6 feet into that right of way too.
It is. I'm looking at that right now.
So I'm not saying we should ask him to remove it, but point is that's.
Well, because it's too much problems, you ask him to cut, you make him cut it off. And just to let him know where he really stands.
But even for the minimum maintenance, so if we have another snowstorm like we did, you guys would plow that, right?
Yeah,
Like,
and we did.
Okay.
We did plow it. We opened it up. We made it passable.
Sure, it's not gonna be super clean. None of the streets were super clean.
Right, right.
Yeah.
It was a blizzard.
Yeah.
I think there's many people in many cities that were in the same situation, so, could we have done more passes? Absolutely. A day later, it warmed up and half the snow melted too, so.
Well, I think we have a clear understanding between council and public works, so we'll just.
20-foot easement.
I know there is ones, I have seen a white stake, but I don't remember exactly where it's at. I think it's by the driveway, across from the driveway.
I think it's on the, yeah, it's on the corner.
There was one of them.
Woods corner.
Yeah. See if you can find them.
Yeah, will do.
All right, next item is approve authorization to complete $3,000 of shoulder repairs along Sixth Street Southeast. We'll make a motion, we approve that,
Second.
and this is part of the phase one line that went in there and.
Yeah, there's some warranty work that'll be done there to 1,200 feet of the shouldering, and then the additional 500 feet would be covered by your motion there to repair all of it, so it'll all be up to current standard, which would be good.
So some of it's warranted then?
Yes. 1,200 feet of it. No cost to the city, just the last 500 feet was not touched by the contractor. Might as well get it all done, is my thought.
Yeah.
All right. There's no other comments, would you voice vote?
Councilmember Reisdorfer,
I,
Councilmember Pendergrass,
Aye.
Mayor Ikorst,
Aye.
Councilmember Spring,
I,
Councilmember Phillips.
Aye.
Next item is our CO 2026 seal code project. So I make a motion, we approve the request to go out for quotes from Stantec for the seal code project.
I'll second that.
Just to put a fine point on it, the request is to approve the plans and specs and authorize us to go out for bid. Issue an ad for bid the project. So I did include the project manual. It's kind of just yeah, it's a lot of paper, but it's part of the process.
It's also nice that it gets in the record for the public too.
It is.
So would you repeat that?
So,
Just make sure.
council approval to approve the plans and specifications for this 2026 seal coat and to authorize advertisement for bid of the project.
And hopefully it'll be in the summer. Or are we getting?
I will bring you bids next month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it gets bid in 3 weeks.
Oh, really? Okay, excellent.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's gotta be out for public bid for 3 weeks, and I think,
The specs are all done, you just gotta
yeah,
wrap it up.
exactly.
Good. I can. Any other comments? So. Is this, are we talking about the,
I think that's item D.
let me get this here in front of me. So where's the street repair?
C and D actually.
Did that get left out of the agenda? What?
No, it's on item B.
it's under the
Oh, there it is.
the
Okay.
shouldering one.
Yeah, it's on like page
And we
30 or something.
voted on that already. No, that was the 3,000.
Yeah, I don't think there
Yes.
was a memo for the 3,000 shoulder repair, but B has the street repair memo.
There should be, should have been a motion here for this 2026 street repair.
Yep.
And I jumped across that. So the street repair project is, this is when our sewer, or street roads committee went out and looked at the different streets. And Joe in his memo. Came back with some options for us on page 32. The street repair project, we looked at various areas. You had a chance to look at, I think the option was 2 was the one that was being considered. And that was a total of 60,000. There was option 2.
So is it 2 for all, like option 2 for all of those different areas? Like, cause
think
you have
there's a-
different areas outlined.
Page 36.
On the last page of the memo, there's a table.
Okay,
And
okay,
that table has the recommendation,
Oh, I
option
see.
1 or 2.
I see, okay,
It's a combination of 2 and 1.
okay.
Yeah. So in the Riverwood Hills area, there's 6, Riverwood Hills Southwest, there's 6 areas where we're seeing some pavement delamination, and the option 1 is to basically mill and overlay either half the street or the whole street width to correct that. And option 2 is to do some patching for $15,000 to $20,000. That'll get us by for a year or 2. And then we'll watch or monitor that delamination, see if it continues to deteriorate, and then probably plan for a larger mill and overlay to, be more comprehensive and address that long term. We are seeing that delamination in a number of cities of streets of that vintage, and
Well, it's an awful thin layer coming off over there.
it's odd. It's like
Only
the
like-
seal coat plus the top 3/4 of an inch of the wearing course, and it's like the wearing course maybe didn't have enough oil content, or there was something wrong with the asphalt, and it's oxidizing and delaminating, which is unusual. And so, it's not unique to Orinoco, though. I've seen it in other cities recently.
This is a silly question, but do they warranty that work?
Not
No?
that,
Oh,
not that
okay.
far after.
Okay, I don't know.
No.
Yeah, it's a 2001 project.
So for that, Kane and I have been kind of exploring some options, some different products that we might use. We might propose what's in the report is like a 2-foot wide mill and patch. But there are some other products that Kane and I are interested in using. We've got a contractor coming down to give us a quote. I think my preference and Kane's preference is probably just give us some guidance within, the approximate cost limit that we have in the report to do what we kind of think is best based on the options available to us.
Okay, say we put 15 to 20,000 in it. How much time would that buy us before they actually, before I actually have to do something?
A couple, I would guess, 1 to 3 years.
Couple, 3 years?
Yeah, 1 to 3 years, but there's no saying that, there's not delamination on the other side of the road next year, or it might be done. We just don't know. And, so understanding the extent of the damage or the delamination issues kind of makes some sense. Make a patch, a Band-Aid, if you will, for the short term, and let's see what happens, and gauge the extent of the problem, and then do something more comprehensive that's gonna last longer and look better and ride better in the long term. And you can budget for. So that's the option 1, or that's areas 1 through 6. Areas 7 and 8 are in West Center Street. West Center Street, if you remember, is part of area E that's proposed for the phase 1B improvements. And so that area will, assuming the council moves forward with what's kind of recommended there, it would get probably ripped up in 29 and 30 and reconstructed fully. So if that does indeed happen, we would want to limit the city's short-term investment there. You can spend a lot of money on these. So area 7 is just simply remove the failed bituminous pavement, not correct the aggregate or the subgrade, just put a new pavement on it at a cost of $19,000 to $24,000 and get us by till 2030, hopefully. And there is really no option 2 there. I didn't pencil that out for the bigger cost, given the potential utilities.
It was to go all back together and.
And if you wanted to do that, you could do it.
To number
Super
them.
glue.
You would literally double the cost.
Number of paint by numbers.
And then, so we're recommending option one there. Area 8 is right next to area 7. It's alligator cracking. It's on the road to 7, but it's not there yet. You know, and is it gonna be okay for another year or 2 or 3? Oh, I don't know. So, you know, the option is to overlay that and make sure it lasts at a cost of, you know, $9,000 to $12,000, or let it go. And, you know, I don't know what's gonna happen there. I know that the total is probably over your budget. I'd probably roll the dice on that one and let it go. And then area 9 is on 3rd Avenue Southwest by the data center there. The northbound lane is, you know, there's a pretty bad severe pavement blowout. And, you know, there we have the option of, again, take the pavement off and put new pavement on, but there's garbage underneath that. I mean, it's clay, it's wet, it's moving under traffic.
It was a gravel road across the field to start with.
It's a gravel road across this field. And so, you know, $19,000 to $24,000 probably would buy us another 5 years there, but it might not. The best way to do it is to spend $45,000 and reconstruct it all. You know, literally double the cost. But you're still only building one lane of road on a road that probably is gonna ultimately get torn up, replaced, or impacted by utilities and needs to be widened. And, you know, ultimately something needs to happen there, and to spend a lot of money on that road is a little bit hurtful, so.
Well, all of the houses built back in Riverwood Hills, either come down 3rd Avenue to come in there, or they came through Woodsview.
Yeah.
To go back in there, and everything went down Riverwood Drive. You know, everything is there now. So, you know, somehow we need to get it, end up getting a road going out to 100th Street, but just to relieve the pressure off that,
For sure.
off those roads.
Exactly.
I agree.
So your cost of 60,000, is that your engineering services and contingency?
Just construction costs, you know, and I took the average of, you know, if I say 15 to 20, I took 17.5 and then added them up, and it's 60,500. That's not a bid, it's my guess on what it's
Right.
gonna cost based on my experience. We will put a quote package together to do what you ask of, you know, us, and get quotes to do it from, you know, local contractors, and we'll know exactly what it costs. You know, within the streets and roads budget, you had about $50,000 budgeted for street repairs. Obviously, this is over that. The other piece of the puzzle here that I think you should know is, you know, we talked about the seal coat project, you approved. I don't know that you actually voted to approve the plan and spec, you don't want to do that yet. But as I put the plan and spec and did the estimate, talked to contractors, I think that's gonna come in under. My guess is that's gonna come in $25,000 under. So I think at the end of the day, you're gonna be okay here on budget. You know, you might be right at the limit, but you might probably be okay. And so I'll bring this, I would get quotes and bring both the seal coat and this back. And if we have to make adjustments with one or the other, we can do that at that point, but.
We have 50 in the budget for it already, don't we?
Yeah, but we've already spent almost
We do,
11.
And, but we're also getting 2026 small city assistance payment of about $34,000. This is state.
Isn't that already figured into the budget?
What's that?
Isn't that already figured into the budget?
I don't know. I don't think it was.
No.
Because we thought it was just a 24-25 program,
And then it
and this
gets
is a 26. So in 26, we're forecasted to get 34,000, and 2027 is 39,000. And they split the payments between July 20th and December 26th.
We vote to turn these roads back over to the county.
They took it away from us. Oh, yeah, 30.
They don't want them in this condition.
We didn't.
That's another
They
source of
do
it.
us.
Okay. So what do you need from us? Just,
I just want some consensus on what you want me to do.
I think this is all reasonable.
I think it's what you're proposing with your
Yeah.
summary.
Stuff that needs to be done.
Has to be, for sure.
We're gonna take care of a bigger problem tomorrow.
Just still might. We still-
Someone lost a tire in the Third Street,
It's lost, somebody lost the oil pan there.
even though Kane was out
Our
there a few
local-
times.
Riverwood Hills supervisor thinks it's a good idea to do it too, so. All right,
Okay. Do we have
Okay,
to
that's,
vote on that, or? I don't think there's a,
Do we need,
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, whatever you guys want to do.
do we need a motion on it? Or,
there was a motion, I think, so.
no, we didn't make one, but
we had to have a motion to have the discussion.
yeah, you're right. I'll make a motion, we approve, Joe coming back with a summary of the pavement options for repairs.
I'll second it.
Any other comments?
Just a question, as we think about maybe paving trails, like, can we get a discount for paving trails and fixing roads if we do go through the same company?
Well, we are soliciting all of the work through one quote process, so we do get a little bit of an economy of scale, so I think there is some of that realized within the process. Because it will be one quote, one, Yep. for sure.
Good. All right, take the voice vote.
Councilmember Rice Clifford,
Hi.
Councilmember Pendergrass,
Aye.
Mayor Ikorst, Councilmember Spring,
Aye.
Councilmember Phillips.
Aye.
Go down to just a couple memos in Employee Relations Committee regarding updates.
You approve the seal coat and authorize the bid. Just, you did, I think we talked about it, there was never a vote.
Seal coat was separate.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the seal coat to go out for bids.
Second it.
Well, money on repairs.
Any other comments? And then I come back to the May
Yeah,
for seal coating.
yeah, we'll open bids, you guys take the vote.
All right,
Councilmember Rice Clifford,
Hi.
Councilmember Pendergrass,
Aye.
Mayor Ikorst,
aye.
Councilmember Spring,
Aye.
Councilmember Phillips.
Aye.
Employee Relations, just a couple memos regarding updates. Federal standards for travel and meal allowance. Updating of personnel policies. Next item is our legal services. Make a motion, we approve the copay and deductible amount for $15,131.64 for the Patrick Construction versus City of Orinoco lawsuit.
I'll second that. Get taken care of.
Where is it gonna come out of the budget? You know what line item we're taking that out of?
Yeah, that black hole. How else do you get it from?
It's likely that it won't be coming out of legal services, considering the budget.
Okay.
Another source probably should be discussed.
We,
Page 235.
Where's that find?
Yeah.
we, approve the payment and then find the source.
Well, I think.
Ryland,
I
was
would assume
some,
we will find.
Ryland, was some of this going to be covered by LMC?
Yeah, our deductible is,
The LMC is picking up like 80.
Yeah.
$14,881.
That was our portion, is what we're paying for.
Yeah, we're responsible for the 15,131.64.
Got it.
No.
Oh, we already done that, didn't we?
You take it out of streets and roads.
Do a voice vote?
I, with hesitation, because I wanna make sure that we're pulling it out of the right funds. And we're over the max on legal already. So I don't know.
There may be a correction coming for that account. I think there might have been something that went through there that should have come from somewhere else.
Okay. I'm gonna change it to a nay, sorry. Until we have that figured out.
We were at nay until it's figured out.
So we know what funds it's coming out of. Or where we're gonna find 15,000.
Councilmember Pendergrass.
I have to side with Marie there. You need to know where it's coming from. Nay.
Mayor Whitehorse.
Aye.
Councilmember Spring.
Right.
Councilmember Phillips.
I'm gonna go with nay to find out where it's coming from first before we do that, and then we'll approve it, because we've already approved it, but we gotta find out where it's coming from.
Was not passed.
That's something that we can.
So
and
the problem we have with this vote, the payment's due by May 16th, 2026. And we have a council meeting on May 19th.
The payment's due to Fitzpatrick? Or,
No, to
No,
LMC.
see.
I don't think LMC will still want their money when they get it.
Well, this is what the claims supervisor from LMCIT is requesting from us, is payment by May 16th in the last paragraph.
Yeah, maybe we could ask to extend it a couple weeks. I just know if you look at the budget, I mean, we're already. Again, if there's corrections, that's great, but it doesn't look good already.
There's a lot of corrections in the budget.
Yeah. I just think we need to know where the money's coming from before we're cashing checks we can't pay. And maybe that's not a fair statement either, but
Pay the
Well-
bill if we don't pay this though.
We could have, I could research the more reasonable options, the most applicable options. And then look at the correction that I think needs to be made that would allow for this. We could have that available before the end of day on Friday. If council wants to consider a special meeting or something for it, I'm not sure how you want to proceed, but we could get you more detail about this before the end of the week.
Okay, so we need to get 3 days notice, it would be sometime next week. Yeah, we should do that.
$30 on Tuesday.
We could do it on, if we post it tomorrow, meeting could be on the 27th, Monday night. 28th is,
We're not gonna,
EDA.
we're not gonna add anything else to that meeting, are we?
I don't think so.
We're just making sure. Never know, since there's a special meeting, who's gonna add to the agenda.
I could do the 28th
Yeah.
in that evening.
At 5:30?
Yeah, whatever. It
We'll
won't
have
probably
to
take
do
very
it
long.
We either have to do it at 5:15 or 6:30. Because EDA is 5:30 to 6:30,
No, that's on Tuesday.
the 28th, right?
Yeah, I had,
EDA's on a Tuesday.
it starts at
You said the
5:30,
28th.
that's right.
Yeah,
That's
I
right.
said Tuesday.
He said the 27th.
He said the earliest we can do it is 27th. Was it just Tuesday is the 28th? We could, I mean.
It's 5:15 too early.
5:15.
Jim, would that work for you?
Yeah, that'll work for me. Okay, which one, the 27th or 28th?
5:15.
On 27th or 28th?
So we'll get the notification posted for the special meeting
Tomorrow,
tomorrow.
Thursday, post on Thursday at the latest.
And then we should have figures and financials available for you by Friday to review in advance.
Thank you.
Yep.
That's at 5:50.
5:15 on April 28th. Okay, next item is administration. This is the most we had, came back from our March meeting to review this meeting, so I make a motion, we approve it does not waiver on the 2026 LMC casualty insurance policy renewal.
Second.
Any comments? Seeing none, do a vote.
Councilmember Rice-Jover,
Aye.
Councilmember Pendergrass,
Aye.
Mayor Ikorst,
Aye.
Councilmember Spring,
Aye.
Councilmember Phillips.
Aye.
Next item is the resolution 2026-11, removing city administrator as primary signatory.
Make a motion.
Second.
Daniel, any of the comments? Do a voice vote.
Councilmember Rice-Jover,
Aye.
Councilmember Pendergrass,
Aye.
Mayor Ikorst,
Aye.
Councilmember Spring,
Aye.
Councilmember Phillips.
Aye.
Next item is Greener's Pub and Cocktail Lounge. Liquor on sale and Sunday liquor license.
Make a motion to approve it.
Second.
Does this complete our,
This is redacted.
On
Must have been a
sale.
social security number.
Okay.
does this complete our on sale licenses for Orinoco?
Yes,
Are we allowed on 3
we,
total?
we have the 4.
4.
This would be 4, and then this other one issue got moved to new business. Probably should have been with these other licenses. Temporarily be back to 3.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Well, that's only an off sale.
I'm sorry,
Do we have 3
sale
on
3,
sales?
correct.
And we're allowed. at
Greeners
3?
is the last one.
Okay.
Any other comments? Do a voice vote.
Councilmember Rice-Jover,
Aye.
Councilmember Pendergrass,
Aye.
Mayor Ikorst,
Aye.
Councilmember Spring,
Aye.
Councilmember Phillips.
Aye.
Next item is a temporary liquor license for Gold Rush Lions Club.
Make a motion to approve that.
Second.
There's a few more left here, so. Seeing none, voice vote, please.
Councilmember Rice-Jover,
Aye.
Councilmember Pendergrass,
Aye.
Mayor Ikorst,
Aye.
Councilmember Spring,
Aye.
Councilmember Phillips.
Aye.
All right, new business. The revocation of Gilman Realty, or Retail LLC office liquor license. I make a motion to approve that.
I'll second it.
So do we have any updates from them? Because there's a lot of stuff going on there now.
There is some stuff going on there, which we don't have a whole lot of information about.
Okay.
We are working with the county assessor's office to get more information.
Okay.
Ongoing.
So obviously they'll be notified of this. Is there any postings that we can put on their door? Like what?
So we actually still have the license in the office. They never came to pick it up after it was approved in December. So it physically is still on our property. So we don't have to physically revoke anything. They will be notified. Yep. They will be notified via, certified mail.
Well, they never provided insurance either, did
They did provide a certificate of insurance. Mhm.
Are they selling liquor over there?
They are not.
Oh, okay.
The liquor door itself, although the convenience store area has been open sporadically, maybe 10 to 12 times since December. The liquor door, to my knowledge, has never been unlocked in that time. Yep.
What is recourse if they start to sell that without a liquor license? Like,
That
what
goes
is-
to the state, so
Oh.
the city wouldn't,
we
the city
be
wouldn't have to have any
involved?
action
Okay.
other than what they're doing tonight.
Okay.
This is, that's regulated by the Department of Public Safety, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Any other comments? Voice vote?
Councilmember Rice-Dorfer,
I,
Councilmember Pendergrass,
I,
Mayor Ikorst,
Aye.
Councilmember Spring,
Aye.
Councilmember Phillips,
Aye.
This item is our financials and license. So I make a motion that we accept the return C.H. Robinson TIF funds to the 602 sewer fund, which is approximately $13,000.
Second that. Is that unbudgeted money?
It is, so I was just gonna make note to council that this is an area, this is $13,000 of unappropriated funds that you definitely could use to pay
Fitzpatrick.
the Fitzpatrick deductible and copay, for sure.
Smart place to put it.
Nope.
Make a friendly amendment.
Right, you would just have to amend to redirect from 602 to wherever we decide tomorrow, and then you have the special meeting about.
Well, we
I'll
use-
accept the friendly amendment
We redirected to that payment.
to direct it to, Cheryl Fitzpatrick Construction.
Cause then we only gotta come up with two grand. It's not a big deal, and we can cancel that meeting.
Yeah.
We can figure out where that 2 grand, that come from anywhere. We can get that from Parks and Trade, or we get that from.
Get it from Kane.
Pointing at me. No, it's.
How much is it? Is it $2,000?
Yeah,
I got it.
look it out.
We got that machine up.
I take it from financial administration. There's a lot of money there.
Take it from your salary.
Take it out of the.
So it's coming from there. Do we need to have the Tuesday meeting then?
Probably not.
What's that?
Do we, so we're canceling Tuesday's special meeting?
Yes.
If we use those funds, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we should, yes.
Should what? Still have
It's the
to-
perfect opportunity, I got.
Still have to cancel it. Let's do that. Let's cancel that.
Paul's gonna come to the movie.
Jim, are you okay cancel that meeting on Tuesday?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
The motion to yes to pay the asterisk,
Yes. Yes.
vote to pay it.
We still have, how we're gonna use the funds, so it's just changing from
But
602 to
the vote to pay it failed.
Yeah.
So we need to amend this motion to
Oh.
pay it using these.
Back and re-vote on
Two over.
Oh, they're just gonna love that butchered up deal. Who gets to listen to those amendments?
Right. How do you wanna do it?
I would do a whole new vote for it, as if it hasn't been voted before. And that
Okay.
it can be a redirect to
Okay,
redirect the
let's
funds,
do it that way.
I would do. Any more comments?
We still need a voice vote on the amendment for financials A.
Correct.
we accepted the friendly amendment, so
Yeah, so we just need
We just need a
the vote.
voice vote.
we're back to the voice vote, yeah, for the
Yeah.
motion.
Councilmember Rice-Dorfer,
Aye.
Councilmember Pendergrass,
Right.
Mayor Ikorst,
Aye.
Councilmember Spring,
All right,
Councilmember Phillips,
Aye.
Yeah, consent agenda. Make a motion, we approve the
second.
all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Voice vote.
Voice vote.
Councilmember Rice-Dorfer,
Aye.
Councilmember Pendergrass,
Aye.
Mayor Ikorst,
Aye.
Councilmember Spring,
Aye.
Councilmember Phillips.
Aye. Motion to adjourn.
Vote on the last one, we vote on that?
We vote on VIIA.
There you go.
We need to vote on payment to Fitzpatrick. Is that,
Oh, we're
to revote?
a revote, okay.
So I make a motion that we pay the Fitzpatrick legal fees.
Second.
Councilmember Rice-Dorfer,
Okay.
Pendergrass,
Aye.
Mayor Ikorst,
Aye.
Councilmember Spring,
Aye.
Councilmember Phillips.
Aye.
Now you can motion, Jim.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
I actually have a nay in it just
Oh.
for a couple of things. So tomorrow is Professional Administration Day, and so we just wanted to recognize Mel and Rachel for all the work that you are doing for us. So we just wanted to
That's super sweet.
Very kind.
just
We didn't even
acknowledge-
know that that was a thing tomorrow.
Okay,
I'll just say thank you to each other a whole bunch of times tomorrow, probably.
we just wanted to thank you for all the work that you guys do for the city and us.
Thank you.
Keep us
Thank you.
on the straight and narrow.
Now, do we need to vote?
Yes, now we can vote.
Councilmember Rice-Dorfer,
Aye.
Councilmember Pendergrass,
Aye.
Mayor Ikorst,
Aye.
Councilmember Spring,
Aye.
Councilmember Phillips.
Aye.
9:20.
Who was the second on that? You? Jen?
Yeah,
Me.
no, Riley got one. It was Riley. Riley was the second.
So, oh, yeah.
Second.
I just missed that one.
Jim, you still there?
I'm distracted.
Oh, he's history.
He had a motion to adjourn.